Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Miles with Moms podcast, a podcast for moms chasing goals through all seasons of life. I'm Olivia, and today we have our guest,
Christine Zimmermann, known as Chris.
this is Chris, and we'll connect the dots for you in a second on who this is. But we are bringing you training tips, mom and expert interviews, and the kind of best friend banter that makes you feel like you're on a run with us. Whether it's your first 5K, your next marathon, or a stroller tempo, we've got your miles and your sanity. We do appreciate if you can rate, subscribe, and share this podcast with another fellow mama runner. And we don't have Shanna here right now. Her connection isn't working, so I'm just gonna go right into the everyday hero shout out. Today's is Upbuilt Mama. She wrote, I had 2 kids and wanted to get out of the house and get in shape. So I ran my first half while we lived in England with a 3-year-old and a 1.5-year-old, and then had another kid and twins. Took a few years off and realized my sanity and mental health needed it. Plus, I gotta have an end goal. So I started running again in 2022 and have completed 2 fulls and several halves. I'm hoping to break 3:30 one day before I'm 40. I've got 3 years. That is amazing. That's super impressive. Oh my gosh. Like, just the power of running a half and having a 3-year-old and a 1.5-year-old is just so relatable to me, where it's like you just need some kind of sanity. We've got Chris here, and I am saying we'll connect the dots because you've probably seen her on Instagram. She's the most supportive person out there. She really is cheering everybody on all the time, and I just have to shout it out because it does not go unnoticed. It's so appreciated.
Well, thank you.
Chris,
Oh, that's fine.
what is your Instagram handle?
It's at love, I think underscores that
Mhm.
little line on the bottom,
Yep.
but it's at love fitness, but with 2 T's
Okay,
for
perfect.
fitness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's Love Fitness. I just didn't want to butcher what it was, but we'll tag it. And I just had to say it because like we always see you in the comment section and you're tagging everybody and you're just so all around supportive and we're so excited to have you here.
Well,
But
I'm excited to be here.
good. Good. Well, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I just got done with like I said, my frozen tundra run this morning, and yeah, I'm doing pretty well.
That's
Thank you.
so great. Yeah.
Hey.
Before we hopped onto the recording, we were talking about just how winter running has to be shifted a little bit. And she's not in a marathon build right now or in any kind of build.
Right.
She's just a little bit more casual about
That's it.
your training, right?
Yeah, you got it. Yep.
That's so great. Well, I will roll right into your bio and we can
Okay.
kind of just get started on your story. And I'm very excited to talk to you because I think you'll be so relatable for people, but also very inspirational. So, we've got Chris. She is a mom of 4 children and a proud grandmother to a 1-year-old grandson. Motherhood has always been central to her life. Running entered later. After years of teaching step aerobics and toning classes in the early 2000s, she was introduced to running by her sister in 2001. Back then, training was simple: no watches, no apps, just time on her feet and a love for the challenge. In January of 2024, she recommitted to running while raising money for leukemia and found an inspiring running community along the way. That spark led her back to racing after more than 20 years away, where she placed in her age group and quickly set her sights higher. At 61, she completed her first marathon in April of 2025. Since then, she's taken on new challenges, including the Own the Hone Endurance Challenge and a trail running adventures out west. Next is a major milestone. In 2026, she'll run the Chicago Marathon, her first world major, while fundraising for St. Jude. At 62, she's living proof that it's never too late to start chasing big goals. Love that. I love everything about it.
Thank you.
So cool. I love this generation that we're in. I love that you are proving that age has nothing to do with the limitations that were put on previous generations where,
Right.
it's like 60, you get your lazy boy and that's it. And
Right. I'm not opposed to lazy boys, but
I know, but maybe after a run, right?
there you go. Yeah. On a rest day.
Exactly. But it's wild to think about how it's just so different than anything that we previously saw, like what I saw with my grandparents, like they were not at any point running a marathon. at 55, let alone 61. So I think
Right.
that's so incredible. What was the first spark that you had to run a marathon?
I would have to blame it on Instagram, really.
Yeah?
I mean, just seeing the vibe,
Mhm.
it just looked incredible. I'm like, why not give it a shot?
Yeah.
I just seeing everybody, and I was talking to one girl on there, and she's like, "Well, you should try the marathon." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"I don't know. The distance kind of scared me. I mean, like when I was younger, I running was not my thing. Anything physical was not my thing. I mean, Phy Ed
Really?
class I would try and and I don't know, I just kind of wised up as I got wiser with age. So
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I love that. So, growing up, you didn't do sports?
No, I did not. Mm-mm. I
Okay.
was a workaholic, actually. I
Really?
worked a lot. Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was never very athletic. I rode my bike, but other than that,
Yeah, just
no. It just didn't interest me.
Yeah. Do you think
I
that
was
you
always just
Oh, go ahead.
I was always like the smallest. So
Okay.
it's like whenever we would have like teams like in school, I would never get picked.
Oh,
So it's like, yeah, I was like, no, yeah, I was always the last one. So
yeah.
just I kind of shied away from it. I
Yeah.
was shy. Yeah.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I was.
Okay,
I was shy.
that's so
Maybe not anymore, but I was back then. So
I know, that's so funny. Yeah, I mean, I can see that also when you're just if you're not being picked to be on a team, it's never going to generate that fire to, like, want to
right. Yeah, I just
participate.
like why even bother? They're not gonna pick me anyway.
Yeah.
I was always on the outside looking in on that kind of thing.
Yes. Do you
So
think that your younger self would be very surprised at how
oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, tenfold, yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But you were teaching aerobics classes, so
I
fitness
was.
entered your life at some point.
It did. I would have to say I kinda, like, worked out a little bit when I was pregnant with my last
Okay.
child, and, I did step aerobics with her,
Oh, okay.
and I was like, I wanted to just keep fit and just be present and
Mhm.
be healthy for my family. So I, would do step aerobics in my home, and then I kinda connected with I think Shanna's joining us now.
Oh, she's here. She made it. A little glitchy, but she's here. That's okay.
Hi.
Uh,
So it's like I was doing the step aerobics with her, and then we moved, and I was introduced through this girl that I had met through my kids' preschool,
okay.
and she's like, "Oh, we're looking for like babysitters in this daycare." So I'm like, "Oh, cool!" It was in a gym. I'm like, "Well, that's
Oh,
nice."
yeah.
So I kind of like went along with that,
Mhm.
and we just kind of hit it off, and there was an ad for the owner wanted me to or wanted me to like teach,
Oh, wow.
and I'm like, oh, okay, that would be fun. I don't have a certification or anything, so but he was a private owner, and so I just kind of like started teaching step aerobics, and the nice thing was is they had a daycare in the gym, so I
Mhm.
could take my kids to the gym with me while I taught. And my class kinda grew. I ended up doing, like, a double step aerobic class with 2
Mhm.
steps, and then I did a toning class after that. I called it Butts and Guts, and,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
yeah, it was so fun. Yeah. So then it's like that kinda, like, snowballed with that. Yeah, I really it
That
was
is so
fun.
funny. I feel like
Yeah,
you wouldn't be able to call a class butts and guts
I
anymore.
called it Butts and Guts. Oh, yeah.
Well, darn, that's too clever. I love it so much. Oh my gosh. That is so fun. Do you ever miss doing those kinds of classes? Because I mean
You know what? It was a fun time.
Yeah.
It was carefree. I mean, I didn't get paid a lot, but that wasn't all what it was about. I just
Mhm.
people liked my classes. I
Mhm.
was approachable. People had questions, I would answer them. Yeah, I wasn't intimidating.
Mhm.
I had people say, "Oh, you need to talk a little louder," but that came with time. So because I was like kind of quiet, but
Yeah.
it worked out really well. And yeah, I taught like 2, 3 days a week.
Oh,
I
wow.
had like a
Yeah.
morning class and 2 evening classes.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, that was back in I think 2000.
That's so great, and that's neat that you were
Yeah.
able to bring your child or your
I
children.
could I could bring all my kids with me.
That
I had,
yeah.
4 little
Oh,
ones.
this was
Yeah.
after your 4th. Okay, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's so great. I mean, that's really
Yeah.
such a game changer, especially just when you need that sense of community as well,
Mhm.
and so
And they met a lot of their little friends there too.
that's so cool.
So they got to yeah, it was lots of moms collaborating there.
Mhm.
It was good. It was a good experience.
That's so great. Well, Shanna, just to catch you up, we're just taking it back. Yeah. Well, you started running before GPS watches, no
Oh,
future
yeah.
plans, no playlist, none of that.
No.
So, I mean, what did that look like for you back then? Just going out and heading out for runs? Was there a
Yeah, I didn't think twice about it. I just laced my shoes. I had a non-skip CD player. And I would just say, "Okay, I'm gonna put this album on, or this CD in there, and just time it. I'm gonna go 5 songs this way and 5 songs that way." I didn't know my heart rate. I didn't know how many miles I went. I just kinda went by songs because I
Mhm,
figured, "Okay, this CD is like a half hour long. I have to be back in this amount of time so I can get ready to get the kids ready for school and blah, 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 blah."
mhm,
And so, yeah, I mean, I think back, it's like almost a no pressure, but yet I like having the watch now because I know where my heart rate is and,
mhm.
it's like a double-edged sword almost. I
Yes,
mean,
definitely.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it was just carefree back then. It's like lace up the shoes. I didn't
Yeah.
care. Just
Yeah.
went, picked my route. If I
Mhm.
wanted to do hills, I do hills. I didn't know how I did on the hills because I didn't have anything to track it, so just did it,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
So
I know. It's so wild thinking back to that time because a lot of times I'll read books about, Olympians during that time or something. And I'm like, well, they were doing all of this stuff, but then, like my mom was heading out for a jog and we didn't know how long she was out there. We didn't know how far she went. Nothing.
Mhm.
And so it's just so funny to think about how they were doing all of this, but then there was also this very carefree attitude to it. But I mean, even when I started marathoning, I really just blame it on, just like, I guess the whole like ignorance is bliss.
I am curious, so I don't know how far you guys got into this. Sorry, apologies on my
Well,
end.
it's all good. I get it. Trust me. I was worried that mine wasn't gonna work.
Yeah, mine likes to work when it's the most inconvenient time. It's hilarious, but I guess I kind of going in because I did read over your bio and I loved that. I didn't realize that your sister was the one that introduced you to running.
Correct. She did.
So your sister introduced you to the running scene, brought you your very first pair of
She
shoes.
did.
So
Yes.
she was committing. She was like
She was.
recruiting you to the running world.
She was. That's right.
That's
And I
right.
yeah, I'm just curious, like, what do you remember from like those earlier times, like like running together and getting your first pair of shoes? What was going through your head when she brought you your first pair of shoes? Were you like, I'm about to do this, or were you like pumped about it?
Oh, I was pumped and nervous, but we never actually ran together. She did the treadmill, and we kinda I lived in Kenosha at the time, and she lived in, Mequon, which is, like, an hour away from each other, and, she would always talk about running. This is how it all started. She would always talk about running. I'm like, "Oh, how can you do that?" I had 3 kids at the time. I'm like, I had no desire or anything, and it's like but she was very I was impressed. I mean, she looked good, she was healthy, and then we moved to Grafton, um, which is maybe it was 20 minutes away from where she lived, but we still never really ran together because our schedules never really,
Yeah.
connected. But, I'm like, I'm thinking about maybe trying running, you know? And I said, "I can blame it on you." And she's like, "Oh, that's so awesome." And then I had, like, some cheap shoes that I would run in,
Yeah.
but I remember one Christmas she got me, I think they were Asics. I remember the color, they were black and green, they were really pretty, and she would buy everybody Christmas presents because that's just how she was very giving, and, when I unwrapped them, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe that you got me these," It's like, I couldn't wait to try them out. I tried them on, and out the door I went the next day, and it hasn't stopped since, so
I love that. I
yeah.
that the cheap shoes is a shared experience amongst so many runners.
Oh, they were so awful. I think about them now, my feet hurt. The
Yeah.
ones I the very first pair of running shoes that I had, it's like, "Oh my god." I'm
Yeah.
surprised I don't have feet that look like this and, all crunched up toes and yeah, it was nasty. But then those shoes and then I'm like, "Wow." And then she would buy me shoes, like, every year because I wasn't training
Wow.
for anything, I just run just for me and just to
Mhm.
run. Um, so yeah, every year she'd get me a pair of shoes for Christmas.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
nice. The
Cool.
best
Yeah,
gift.
she's a sweetie.
That's so great. Does she still run, or have you guys run together
She
since?
passed. She passed away 6
Oh.
years ago. Well, actually, it'll be
Oh.
7 in May. It was very tragic. I mean, I can talk about it. She was riding her bike. It was, like, one of the first nice days in May. It was actually the weekend of Memorial Day
Mhm.
weekend, that Thursday, and she went out for a bike ride. I remember I was at work. I got a text message from my brother saying, Darlene got hit by a car, and they
Oh.
don't know if where she was riding her bike, and they don't know if she was gonna make it. I'm like, "Wait a minute, she rides on a bike trail. How did she get hit by a car?" But the bike trail crosses, like, a four-way, like, I don't wanna say it's a well, I guess it is kind of like a highway, but not an expressway. It's just a country road, four-way
Mhm.
country
Yeah.
road, and what happened was she stopped. She had all her gear on and everything, and she stopped for the car. One car had stopped and was gonna flag her on, and then the car flagged her on. Then another car came behind the car that stopped and flagged her on and T-boned her.
Oh,
So
Oh
she
my
had to be
god.
taken to flight for life, and yeah, and she
Wow.
passed.
That
Yeah,
is so
yeah,
sad. It's so sad to hear that just something so tragic can happen, and then also just when we're thinking about the running thing and that she was the one who brought you into it, like,
yeah.
how so many of those miles now are probably such an
Mhm.
honor to her.
mhm.
Oh yeah, I think about her all the time,
I
whether I'm running or not. I mean, there's really not a day where she doesn't enter my mind.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
but yeah, she's definitely missed. There's a hole in my entire family
I'm
with her
sure.
not here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I
As
can't
bad
imagine.
as that niece that I was telling you about earlier,
Yes.
that's her daughter
Oh, okay.
that's gonna
Wow.
maybe move to Utah. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's so
So,
are you close with her?
yes,
That's
yeah. We chat all the time, actually. She stayed here for Christmas this year. She
uh,
stayed with us for, like, 5 days, and it was nice having her. We baked cookies and stuff together, and it was nice. Definitely a bonding for her and
yeah,
I. It was
that's
good.
so good.
Yeah.
That's so great. Do you think
Yeah.
your sister would be surprised to hear that you ran a marathon?
Well, yes. 'Cause
Yeah.
she wasn't really into the marathoning either,
Oh,
she
okay.
was just very, very she was going to school, she was with the kids, so she's like, "I gotta run for this amount of time," and she was also a weightlifter, so she
Oh,
lifted
that's
as well,
cool.
so, yeah.
So she would have probably been more in the like high rock scene probably in
Oh,
today's day
I
and
think she
age,
would've
huh?
tried that. Yeah, she
Yeah.
may have, yeah. Oh, yeah, she was very into fitness and, eating healthy. I mean, she
That's
had meal
crazy.
plans and yeah, yeah, she was definitely a role model for a lot of people, including me, even though she was my younger sister. I looked up to her.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm curious when you ran your first marathon, did you feel like that like her spirit, her presence or anything like that throughout your miles on your marathon? Like I feel like the marathon is such a sacred distance because you have 26.2 miles to like process so much.
Well, I processed so much.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like I even processed I need to have, like, little wings on my ankles. Please get me to the finish line.
Yes.
My main goal for that was to just cross it healthy. I wanted to be healthy and strong. I had, like, no, like, time, I just wanted to enjoy it. I like I was telling Olivia earlier, I just the vibe is what got me to try this whole thing, and I blame all you guys on Instagram for that. So, but, so yeah, I just wanted to experience the vibe, and I didn't wanna like, "Oh, oh, I'm not, I gotta make sure I'm running a little faster," or,
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
was just looking around at the sights and just enjoying it all, and looking forward to my banana at the end. So,
I love it.
wow.
Honestly, that's really refreshing to hear, especially with your first marathon, because I think there's a lot of pressure on social media, especially for new runners who are looking at the distance and possibly considering of running it or not. They're seeing somebody like you who you ran this at 60 years old, right?
61.
61 years old.
61, a fresh
And
61.
yeah, and I love that because not only did you run it at 61, but you did it for fun. Like, you went out there, you made sure the vibe was good. You made sure that you were having an
Mhm.
experience and not just going to kill yourself to run this
Exactly.
ridiculous time, and I think that's very refreshing for our listeners to hear who may be wondering, like, if they can go do 26.2 miles.
Yeah,
That
you know what? That's what I was thinking. I'm like, if I'm gonna kill myself, I'm going to enjoy this. You know?
Yes, exactly.
I'm gonna take it all in before I go out, so
Yeah. You I think earlier it mentions that you went into, like, 5Ks, I think there was a mention of an 8K. Am I crazy? Is
I
that
did
right?
do an 8K, and it
Yeah,
was
which
on a
is a
very
it's a
hilly course.
yeah, very
I
interesting
I
distance.
yeah, and, I was looking there's a picture of me that was taken with my time on there,
Mhm.
and I ran it in it was at 7:36. 7
Wow.
minutes, yeah.
Wow.
7 point, yeah, I was like, "Wow, I ran that fast on an hilly 8K? Me?"
That's incredible. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I was in my early 40s when I did that, so
Yeah.
I
Still,
blame it. So,
that's still incredible.
yeah, I was like, 7:36? Wow, I didn't realize I was running it that fast.
That's
If
Yeah.
I tried that now, I don't know if I'd be talking to you guys right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
That's so amazing. Okay, so January 2024, that's that's when things started to change for you. You ran 50 miles for leukemia?
yes,
Oh,
I did the 50 miles in January for leukemia, and I always kinda had an Instagram, but I never used it. I
mhm.
had, like,
Mhm.
maybe just family following me. But this was a way for me to be accountable for the miles for the leukemia thing that I did.
Okay.
So I would post my runs on that, and I also did it on Facebook. I had my little leukemia thing on there as well. And that's kind of what got me into, you know what, this is actually kind of fun. I miss it.
Yeah.
And then I reached out to races across the states,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and she had that run with aim. So I did some 5K training with them for the first 5K after 20 years. And trust me,
Wow.
I was nervous. And I actually could not believe that I actually placed third in my age group.
Oh,
The
wow.
first
Wow.
5K back, I was like, oh my God. And then it kind of got into my blood. I'm like, oh, I want to do another one. So then I did the 4th of July one maybe 3 months later, and I placed first.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I
That's
did. I
amazing.
placed first in my age group with that one.
Mhm. That's
That's
so great.
So that
incredible.
was like, all right. I'm getting a taste of this.
Yeah.
Let's go a little further. And I knew I was going to be busy because my son and his wife were expecting, and I was hosting the baby shower. So I'm like, okay, I want to do a half, but there wasn't any halves really for me to sign up for because I was just so busy with that. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to do a virtual one. So I did the virtual half with the Run with Aim thing. And I'm like, okay, I liked it, but my fueling was way off, you guys. It was totally off. That's kind of how I learned to fuel. So I think I only had one gel with me and a thing of water, and it was like in one of the bladders it was a big bladder that I had in my back, and it got warm. So I really didn't plan well for that. And I actually kind of like threw up when I was done with that half. I'm like, okay, did I like that? And I'm like, you know what? That was just a bad experience. I was so like new. I was a newbie to this fueling game. So, I reached out to Emily Knight, and she helped me run the marathon. Like, I want to really try this marathon. I'm seeing all this vibe here. I'm talking to all these people. Oh, you should do it. You should do it at least once. So the vibe just, I don't know. My husband thinks I'm nuts, but he's
That
like, "Now what are you doing? You're doing what now?" I said, "I'm gonna do a marathon." He's like, "A marathon?" Everybody's like, "How far is that?" I'm like, 26.2. And so I reached out to her, and she helped me through that. And I have to say, I felt really good afterwards. I was sore, and I was timing, I made sure I tried to do the fueling every 30 minutes at least. And it's like, I noticed that once I hit 18, I think it was. Yeah, that I hit two pain caves. I hit one at 12, I think. And then I just kind of hydrated more. And then I hit another one at 18. And I'm like, okay, when was the last time I took my fuel? Because, like you said, the thoughts of 26.2
Yeah.
miles, it's
Mhm.
just like, okay, when did I take my last fuel?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'll just take another one. So I was just gelling, you know, and I made sure I had electrolytes in my bottles. I had a water bottle, an electrolyte bottle, and I would take water at the stations. And yeah, and then 23, I could feel I was getting, well, mile 23 was kind of like important to me because my kids were there for one. I met my
Oh.
daughter, my one daughter, I met her up at mile 17. She was with her boyfriend. And then my younger daughter was there like the whole time pretty much. But she was on a scooter when I was in mile 23. And I saw her coming up and she's like, Mom, Mom. And she's like on a scooter, like on the other side. And that kind of it got me, well, it's like, okay, though she's my energy gel,
Mhm.
she's the one that was keeping me going. She's like, oh, Mom, and then I just took the corner there and then I made it. And she's cheering me on at the end. She's like, you got this, Mom. You got, and I could feel like, am I sprinting? I couldn't even tell. And,
Yeah.
she's like cheering me on. And I mean, having them there, my husband was there the whole time as well. But
Mhm.
having them there was just, I think that's all of it. I mean, I cried at the end. I'm like, "Oh my god," and one of her friends showed up, one of my daughter's friends was there as well to cheer me on, and, just having that there was just it was an incredible feeling. It really was.
I love that. Mm.
Yeah, very special having them there with me. That marathon will live in my mind forever, not only being the first, but because that they were there
Mhm.
for that. So,
That's wonderful. It's so
yeah.
special. I mean, it's so wonderful to hear, like, I think because 'cause we're in, like, in little kid phase right now, and we're, like, excited that our kids are kind of understanding what we're doing. And so it's so neat to hear on the other side of that, your kids are so supportive and that you have this community for you
Mhm.
there at the finish line because to share that with someone else it really is so, so, so
It
special.
was. It just made me, yeah, and I think the first thing I did when I crossed the finish line was I texted my coach, and I well, actually, yeah, I texted her. I'm like, "Oh my god, we did it.
Yeah.
We did it, Emily, we did it." So, and she was amazing with me. She really
Oh,
was.
good.
Yeah, she
Amazing.
was.
Oh.
I'm curious what your thoughts are from going from doing kind of more like virtual coaching or like a coaching through an app to transitioning to a one-to-one coach. Did you notice a difference in your training quality? Did you feel like you felt more prepared going into your marathon with a one-to-one coach like Emily? Or like I'm just curious like what the shift looked like with your training.
Um, I don't know if it was different really because I was training for different distances.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, the 5K, it's hard to. I don't really know how to answer that. Um, Yeah, I mean, it's just a different experience, I guess, because of the
Yeah.
distance. She had more maybe, like it was more of a personal because of my age and the distance kinda thing. I think with me, more or less, it was learning the fueling strategy
Yes.
Mhm.
more than anything for
Mhm.
me, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there anything about going into a full marathon training block that surprised you or that you felt was unexpected?
Yeah, running 17 miles,
Yeah.
running 20 miles. I'm like, "Whoa." I mean, I would, like, try to spider web my distances, like, I would go
Mhm,
out 6, come back because I knew that there's no, like, little porta potties anywhere.
mhm.
And, fueling and drinking all that stuff, I mean, I'd have to make pit stops. So I would, like, maybe go out 4 miles, come back, go to the bathroom, and I'm like and I noticed at the pace that I was at because I had to try to keep my heart rate in zone 2. I'm like a zone 4 runner. I mean, I ran just 3 miles. I'm like, I could talk and sing,
Yeah.
and I look at my watch, it's like, "Oh my god, I'm in zone 4."
Oh my gosh, story of my life sometimes,
I
swear.
cannot keep it in
Yeah.
zone 2 for the life of me. But I tried to because I knew I had to do this for
Mhm,
the marathon. So
mhm.
it would take me 4 hours just to run 17 miles, and my husband's like, "Are you done yet? Are you done yet?" I'm like, "Nope, gotta go back out there, I have 6 more. Got 6 more, got 6 more," that kinda thing.
Mhm.
So, I mean, that was, like a surprise to me, I guess, yes.
Yes.
Just the distance and because 'cause I've never done that kind of distance before
Yeah.
at any age. So 61 was like, "Hello, 61," "You're
Yes.
gonna be doing all kinds of crazy miles, girl."
Did you
So,
hear feedback about your age or anything, like, when you did decide to do it? Was there
I did not necessarily from runners, but
Okay.
from, like, people that don't run.
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, don't you think you're too old to be doing this?"
Yeah.
"I don't you need to, like" "I want you to be around for this, that, and the other thing. Do you really need to?" I'm like,
Oh,
"Well, I'll try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work."
yeah.
It's not like I'm an Olympic hopeful, I mean, so it's like if a marathon's not my thing,
Yeah.
I'll find out after I do it, Well, obviously I liked it
Yes.
because I'm gonna try to do the Chicago thing. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think that's exactly what it's a good segue because I was about to say, like, obviously you liked it enough that you signed up again, so
I did,
you got the
I
marathon bug going
did.
on.
I said, "Well, you know what? Okay, I did the marathon. Now why not try to run a major? Why not?" And it's
It
like
is cool.
Chicago's not far from me. I'm in Wisconsin,
Yeah.
so it's like
Yeah.
maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours away from where I'm at. And I tried the lottery last year, but that was a no-go. I mean, I heard that only 4% of the people that enter the lottery yeah, somebody told me that enter the lottery make it, only 4%. So it's like
Wow.
I'm like, "Okay, I can maybe do this, the charity thing." But it's like, I'm just so not like a salesperson. If
Yeah.
somebody's like, "Would you like to buy this?" Or, "No, okay, see you later." That's the kind of girl I'm just keep going. But, okay, I'm like a little nervous to raise money because I want to be able to do that for them. And I've seen the St. Jude commercials on TV and they always tug at my heart. It's like those poor
Me
kids,
too.
what have they ever done? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And what I like about St. Jude is it they don't bill the St. Jude takes care of all the
Mhm.
expenses. The families don't have to worry about any of that stuff, the treatments and everything. So, it's like, well, why not run for them? And they're well known. So, I mean, people have heard of St. Jude. So that's kind of what made me do it. And I got accepted and yay!
Yay.
Training in the spring. So
That's wonderful.
excited.
Mhm.
Very. Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Do you have a goal going into this race, or is it kind of like the same vibes as your first one? Just have
You
fun,
know,
see what your body can do?
that I would, there's a part of me that would just love to qualify for Boston.
Yeah.
But I mean, I look at all I'm like, there's no way. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I never say no way. Okay. But it's like, wow, okay. That's going to take some work. So, I know that the qualifying times are just they get harder and harder and harder every year and I'm getting older and older and older. But age is obviously, if you're in good health and good spirits, I mean, why not try? So, I mean, I'm going to talk to my coach and, when the time comes closer and see what she thinks. I'm going to bring that up to her. Like, what about like a Boston qualify or maybe, something and we'll see what she says. I'm going to run that by her and So,
I think
maybe a
that's
couple
wonderful.
doctors too and see what they say.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really count yourself out until
No,
you even get started on it. Chicago's a
exact
perfect course to do that on, and I think it's a very meaningful marathon for you, especially going into it with the charity aspect, and,
Mhm.
the best part is you have already done one marathon, so
I have.
you know where to the you know where the hard parts happen.
That's
Which
right.
yeah, so you kind of
Yep.
have to experience that first to even set a goal, like,
Right.
big as a Boston qualifier, but don't count yourself out, so
Oh, no, 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 I won't.
yeah.
That's why I'm gonna bring it up to her.
Yeah, exactly. That's amazing.
I'm curious, so you have 3 kids? Is that
I have
correct?
4.
4 kids.
I
Okay,
have
so
4 kids.
you got 4 kids, you got into running when they were still pretty little.
Yes, they were.
I'm curious what that training bringing that back because I know our audience will have questions about that. I know a lot of our audience is still in that, like, childbearing years, or they're
Mhm.
having kids still, or they're raising kids still. And then we have quite a bit of people that have just sent their kids off to college and things like that too. I'm curious what your training looked like. How did you fit it in back then as a newer runner? Like, what were some of your strategies or like ways to like find yourself to get outside, or were you part of like any like clubs at a gym? Or did you have a treadmill? Because I think I watched you last year. I followed you. I think I started following you in 2024. And
Okay.
I watched you do the
I
circles
did.
around, and it was like a snowy day. It was like a crazy
It was
snowy day,
icy snow.
but I'm telling you, I saw that
I
video
got
and
it
I
in.
hit follow so fast. I was like, "This girl is a badass." Like, she is doing circles. She's doing her whole run right there, and
In the
I re
basement, yep.
yeah, and I
I don't have a
related
treadmill.
I loved that because I related so hard to that because I think in 2024, like, I still had pretty little kids. My youngest, Hazel, she was still at home. But I remember just thinking, if somebody could do circles around like that, I can go and run up and down my driveway. I can go up and down my neighborhood. And I just
Right.
knew so many moms related so hard to that in their own way. So yeah, I'm curious, like, what did your training look like back then? How did you fit it in? Because you were consistent enough that you were still getting out there and doing 5Ks quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. No, I would wake up very early in the morning. I did it for decades because as my kids got older, I went and I had a full-time job as well. So, I would wake up at, like, 3:30 every day and get those runs in, go to the gym. That way I was home in time for the kids. Yeah, I think of Francesca every time I see her with her early mornings. I'm like, "Oh my god, that was me. That was me, like, 30 years ago."
Oh my gosh, she will love
Oh, yeah?
hearing that.
Oh, yeah, no,
She'll
I
love that
totally can
too.
relate to her because that's what I used to do,
Yeah.
I got mom shamed all the time. People were like, "Shouldn't you be home with your kids? What if
Mhm.
they get up at night?" I'm like, "That's what their dad's for. He's 50% there," you know what I mean? So, but, I mean, I didn't have any problems getting out there when I was younger. Now I think about that, I'm like, menopause, I don't fall asleep till 3:30 now, so it's kinda like my whole life has changed that way. But no, I was, crack of dawn kinda gal even before crack of dawn kinda gal.
Wow.
That was my training. That and my non-skip CD player in my hand.
I love that so much.
That's so awesome.
So
Oh,
It's funny that you mentioned Francesca because I literally, the moment you said that, I was like, the early mother runner. I was like,
yeah.
that was yeah, I can
she
totally
was
relate to her.
your
Shout out to her. So
OG, the OG of that group.
Yeah.
Um, that's really cool to hear that. I think it's just very inspiring to show that like you've continuously tried to find some pivoting. You adjust to your seasons of life,
Mhm.
and now you mentioned like you went through that perimenopause and things like that, and that shifts a lot for you as
Oh,
well.
yes.
Like I don't feel like it's talked about enough what seasons look like and training looks like when you're in that perimenopause and on the other side, that it doesn't all of a sudden get like rainbows and butterflies when you're done having kids. Now you're
No,
dealing
it's
with
a
this
whole
whole
new
new
different
beast.
thing.
Yeah.
Whole new different experience.
And what was that like? I guess giving your audience a little bit of that because we do have some people that are going through that. What was that shift like for you in your running? I know you talked about I think you took, like, a little bit of a break a couple years or
We did, or I
quite a
did,
few years
yes.
out.
Yeah.
But was there any point where you were in perimenopause and you were training and you noticed that shift in your body and how it was, like, responding?
Uh, you know, I've always kept when in my older years, I've always kept active. So I never really had I mean, other than my not maybe being as fast as I used to be, you know. I don't know, I just kept going and I really didn't have much of a setback except maybe the plantar fasciitis I had in my foot. I had a little bit of arthritis going on in my foot, I think that's when I took some time off. I mean,
That's
it
Olivia too. I'm sorry, I had to
Right.
laugh because she's 30 and she has that in her foot.
It's my right foot, and it's like I remember once I was stepping down, it was just like a sharp pinching, like by my instep, in between my instep and my toe, my big toe, my second toe,
Mm.
and it's like every time I would step down, I would feel this sharp pain. I'm like, "Oh, are you kidding me?" So that's I would kinda, like, take off of running. I'd maybe run for 15 minutes, just and actually walking bothered it more than running did. So it was like the run usually was okay, but it was the aftermath.
Mhm.
My husband would be like, "Oh, you just ran 4 miles, but you can't walk across the kitchen."
That was
You know?
me too. I was like, I couldn't get to my kids fast enough because 'cause
I
I'm
know, it's
bottling,
like
but if I was
it's like
gonna go full sprint, totally fine. Like, it was
yeah, I'm saying it's
yeah,
like that's what I mean. It's like the running wasn't really affected. It was
yeah,
after the run was done
yeah,
where feel that you were older. Like, "Okay, I need a walker to get to the refrigerator, but I just sprinted down the driveway."
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
so I mean, I'm not yeah, that's probably the aftermath of running that. You could feel the age thing more than when you were younger kinda
yeah.
thing.
Oh, yeah.
Is there any things that shifted? I mean, now that you're training for marathons in your 60s, is there anything that shifts in your your routine? I don't know, like before you go out for a run or your fueling strategy or anything like that. Like, does that look anything different than what you did previously?
Fueling.
Was
I
huge.
would run fasted when I was younger all the time. I
Yeah.
was told by a male trainer that if you run fasted, you're burning calories from the day before.
Mm,
And men, I was also told that men and women have different chemical, physical, things that determine who we are.
mhm,
And women aren't supposed to run fasted. We have the hormones, we have,
Yeah.
reproductive things that we have to feed and all this other stuff. But, I didn't start running until after I had kids anyway. But it's like, it is so important to eat something, whether it's a banana. My go-to is chocolate chip pancakes,
Oh.
banana, peanut butter on the banana, you know, eat something at least an hour before you go out there,
mhm,
and if you're running more for me, if I'm running more than 45 minutes, I'll take a gel with me. If I'm running a half hour, maybe not so much, but I'll come home and I'll have like a second breakfast. So for me, the big change in my training would definitely be the fueling and the hydrating. 'Cause I would run, and I when I was younger, I didn't even take water with me. I would just 95 degrees, "Alright, I'll be back in a half hour," or whatever. But a
mhm,
lot of times, like I said, I would run at 3 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, so I didn't really I bypassed all the heat back
Yeah.
then. So, but yeah, there's no way I could do that now. I definitely have learned that training is so eating and just fueling in general, hydration is so important in training, no matter
Yeah.
how old you are.
Was that ever hard for you to adjust your mind to that new concept, or was it pretty easy for you to adapt to at this point because you've grown in
It was
knowledge?
hard. It was hard,
Yeah.
the old dog, new tricks kinda
Yeah.
quote there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's like, "Okay, am I gonna get a cramp?" Because
Mhm.
that's another reason why I was afraid to eat before running. Because it's like, "Ooh, you're gonna get a side cramp." And I noticed that if I don't, hydrate, then I will get a side cramp, but I haven't
Yeah.
had one in years. Um, yeah, so it's like Well, yeah, that I mean, it's like you just have to kinda, like, go with it. I it was a very hard for me to transition to. But once I did, I was good,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Okay, I don't understand how I could have done it like that before after learning and doing the whole fueling strategy."
It's
Now
a
I can't
whole
even imagine going out there without yeah,
Yeah, I
until
mean,
you die.
especially how long that you're on your feet, like, when you
Yeah.
said it takes you 4 hours to do 17 miles, like, that's a long time to be on your feet, like,
It
and you're right
is.
at a aerobic, like, threshold, like, you're in the aerobic range, and so you are burning fat at the same time, and so your
Right.
body's just, like, kind of eating itself at that point.
That's exactly right.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, the fueling, it becomes that much more crucial and important, especially in those distances that are so much more they require so much more time on feet. But I relate so hard to that because I kinda came from that mid-distance scene too, and when I got into back into running, it was post 6 kids. I came from the 5K scene and below, mile to 5K, and you don't eat gels or anything like that. You
No.
don't hear about
Right.
that. I mean, you eat a small
Right.
breakfast before. You don't really have to carb load. Like, you can eat a couple pizzas the night before, but it's not a big deal to
Mhm.
carb load. You just never tap into that aerobic range long enough to
Mhm.
need it. And so going into even the half marathon distance, I have notes looking back at my training where it was like, ate this gel on this run. And I'm like, one gel. I just have one gel and I'm taking it for like 12 miles straight. And I'm like, finally got through it. Wow, what a difference it made. And I'm like, it was one gel. It was like maybe 19 grams of carbs. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, how did I survive that training?
See,
And
that's the whole thing. I mean, it's like because it's just such a different distance. So it's
yes,
like you don't really have to worry well, you should worry, but back then I didn't worry about
yes.
taking fuel, taking water, but after doing, training for this marathon taught me to
Mhm.
fuel, to, eat before going out for a run, to hydrate, and to do it afterwards.
Yes.
Because it's like you said, your body's eating away at itself if you're not,
Yeah.
and it's just that's dangerous actually. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Absolutely,
Mhm,
especially longevity-wise, right? If you wanna
mhm.
go out there
Oh,
and do the
yeah.
marathon again, you gotta be take care of that body.
That's right. And that's I know, and I've always really been an advocate of weight training as well. I
I
did
love
that
that.
much as I did my runs. I did the
Mhm.
weights as well.
That's
I
so
love
great.
that.
Anybody, no
Mhm.
matter what your age is, if your doctor tells you, "Yeah, go for it,"
Yeah.
don't even hesitate to pick up a pair of weights, you
Yeah,
know?
I think there's definitely more of a push for people who are older to be lifting up weights, even if you're just starting out, though, because
Mhm.
it was never like, I know my mom, I can honestly say she never one time picked up a dumbbell. Even if she was moving it out of the way, she would have used her foot. Like,
Never worked out a day in your life.
Right through.
Never.
Yeah.
and so I
Mhm.
think it's great that obviously any age is start it can do it, but like no matter what age you are, that you can still start. And
Right.
it probably has helped your running so much.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think they help each other. They
Yeah.
shake hands. The weight training and the running kinda like, because I noticed that, when I'm lifting, I'm not breathing heavy because I'm
Yeah.
attributing that to the running.
Mhm.
So it's kinda like I think they work hand in hand, to be honest.
Mhm.
That's my take on it.
Mhm. I love that.
Yeah.
In your bio, I read off about the own the hone
Well, that was fun.
challenge. Yeah.
On the hone, yep.
Okay,
Mhm.
can you talk about it a little bit?
Oh, yeah, no, I was gonna do the marathon there, but like I said, I was planning this baby shower, and that was gonna be one of the busiest weekends, and I didn't wanna take a lot of time to train for the marathon, so I figured, okay, oh, that wasn't the baby shower weekend, that was actually my grandson's birthday party. I correct myself here. Okay, so I had, like, 800 things going on, of course, that same weekend, like, that was the only weekend in October. So I figured, I would go down to the half marathon and train for that, not that it's a step down because the half marathon is I love that distance personally. And, so I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna maybe do the 5K because if you cross the Hone Bridge, which is the only hill really in the run 4 times, you get the 5K medal, you get the Own the Hone medal, and then you get either the marathon or the half marathon. So I signed up for the half, and, it was just a fun weekend. The weather was great. The 5K was uneventful. You know, I mean, I didn't place or anything, but that wasn't what it was about. I just wanted to experience it. And then after that, I headed on over to my grandson's birthday party. And I mean, I was just totally exhausted and just it was just a busy day. And then that the following day was half. And I felt very, very strong. I made sure I carb loaded like days before. I had my gels, I had my electrolytes, and I felt very strong finishing that. I mean, I probably could have done the full. That's how good I felt after that race. You know, I went a little I pushed myself a little harder with this one, and because I remember the first half that I did, I felt kinda sick after, but this one I felt really good. I did. I was happy, I was proud, it was something that, I'm glad I did, and it
That's
was a fun challenge. It really was fun. 'Cause it was like racing all weekend. So
that is so cool.
it was a great challenge, it really was. You know, I didn't feel bonked or anything during that one.
That's
I
amazing.
don't think yeah, I didn't feel like I was like, "Oh god, I'm not gonna finish this thing," or
Yeah.
I just felt really strong that entire, half.
That's so great. It's something for you has, like, very much clicked into place. That's super cool.
Mhm.
That I
Even though
love
I did the, full first, but it's like it's kind of fun to just kinda go back and forth and
Oh,
just do different
yeah.
I mean, I wanna try a 10K. I'd like to try that. That's one race I've never done. I've never done a 10K.
Oh,
And
wow.
8Ks, I don't even know if they're around anymore. That's the one that hilly one that I did. Um, that was a fish day race. Port Washington usually has like a fish day celebration. They'll have their race and then they have like music and fish everywhere. It's to honor the fishermen out there in Port
Wow.
Washington, Wisconsin. Yeah, so I think they have that every July, but I haven't done that race since then because we
Mm,
moved and life got different.
yeah.
So yeah, but I mean 10K I'd like to try too. So I'm kind
Yeah.
of like not doing it in order. Just kinda staggering all my race distances.
Yeah, I get that.
So, yeah.
I love it, that's good. I mean, it's fun, especially when you're not currently, like, deep in a marathon training block too, it's nice to be
Mhm.
able to play around with it a little bit more
Yeah.
freedom
It
wi
is fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that's so great. So the Own the Home that's where is that located?
That's in Milwaukee,
Okay.
Wisconsin. Yeah, it's, like, right on the lake, right by
Oh,
Summerfest grounds. So, I mean, the scenery is gorgeous.
yes.
And it was I can't even tell you how great that weekend was. It was a beautiful weekend. It was the
Really?
first weekend in October, yeah.
Oh,
It
wow.
was just yeah, it was
Oh, man, a
a
Midwest
great
fall.
weekend. Yeah, I mean, it was hot. I mean, we were in shorts, and
Yeah.
my grandson's birthday party was outside, and we're worried, "Is it gonna rain? Is it gonna be cold?" It was like, "Oh my god." It was hot out. So it was like the perfect weekend for that. I would do it again, but I'm not gonna do it this coming year 'cause of Chicago. I think
Yeah,
that's, like, the weekend before Chicago.
that's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
I'm excited for you to experience Chicago. I can't wait to hear
I
your
am
feedback
too.
on
Oh,
it.
I am really excited for this. So, it should
Yeah.
be neat. Yeah.
Did any of your kids ever get into running? Like, watching you as little kids or, whatever ages they were when you got into the sport and now where you're at, do any of them show any interest in it?
My older daughter did track and field in
Okay,
high
cool.
school, and so did my youngest son. He was more of a jumper, though, if I can remember
That's
correctly.
awesome.
And
Yeah.
my daughter was like a relay racer and a
Yeah.
sprinter. She would either be at the front or the back
Oh,
of the
she's
relay.
fast.
Oh, yeah, no, she was very, very fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
usually you put your first or last leg as one of your faster runners, so that's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah, yeah, no, she was a quick little thing. Um, yeah, my 2 boys did hockey.
Okay, cool.
They were hockey players, and the one that my daughter that did, track and field was also a figure skater,
That's fun.
and my youngest daughter was into cheerleading.
That's
She
so
did a lot of
cute.
cheerleading competitions. I remember I was makeup mom for her little squad. do all kinds of little competitions, and she was always the flyer because she was the littlest one.
Yeah.
Throw her in the air. I'm like, "Oh my gosh." I would always look away because it's just the mom. I'm like,
Yes. You're
"Oh,
like,
good
"No
they caught her,"
ER
kind of thing.
visits. No ER visits, please."
"Oh my god, did they catch her? Oh, good, she's still, on the." But, yeah, so, yeah, they all had their little
Very
things.
active kids.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
they
older
saw
son is still liking hockey. He actually volunteers for the Admirals, which is Milwaukee's, IHL, I think it was. It's more of a feeder team to the NHL. So he will go and volunteer, like, doing the goal light or the, penalty box. So they're still kinda, like, into it, but different because they're older now too,
Yeah.
so, but, my daughter will put skates on every now and then and try and do a spin and maybe a jump, but she was learning her axle before all
Wow.
that stuff, and she was getting shamed too
Mm.
because she was in skating and I think people, I don't know, they would say, "Oh, you're in a Barbie sport." They would just kinda, like, tease her but, the only thing she didn't like about that was the ice time. She always had to be on the ice, and she would miss out on birthday parties and stuff, and I think that kinda bothered her because she was really young at the time.
Yeah.
So,
I was gonna
but now
say
she says she wishes she woulda kept up with it.
I'm
Yeah, I was
sure.
gonna say that
Yeah.
sounds like a very time-consuming sport, kind of
Oh,
like
it is, and
gymnastics
very
type
expensive.
feel.
Yeah, gymnastics as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
and she liked it,
That's so
and she got
cool.
older, she appreciated it more. She's
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
"Oh, why don't you stick to this?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Well, that's what we all say." We all,
I think I
that's why I said my younger self would be, like, so shocked to see where my older self is like, "Wait, shouldn't you have done this before? You know, like, before you get your walker?" You know?
Oh my gosh. I was looking up, like, adult gymnastics leagues the other day, and I was like, "That's not a thing here." But I've seen it sometimes where people are, like, started doing gymnastics later in life, and I'm like, "Oh, that would be
Oh
so
my
fun." But
gosh.
it's like, it's funny because when you're little and like, say someone does make fun of you for it, and it's like, as an adult, you can see so clearly, like, ice skating is badass, gymnastics is badass,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
dance is badass, like, all these things, but because some of well, gymnastics is in the actually, gymnastics and
It
figure
is.
skating are both
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
the
yeah.
coolest things in the Olympics,
They
actually.
are my
Right?
favorite things to watch, and I don't do them.
And so it's like, how is anybody making fun of that? But
Yeah.
it's just not knowing
It
it. Kids are
Yeah, everybody I see it all the time on Instagram. Somebody's always picking on somebody for something, and it's
Yeah.
like,
And
I don't know.
unfortunately, back then, we're so easily influenced as children or as
It's
kids,
true.
so fitting
Yeah.
in is always I mean, I remember going through that even as a runner. I remember in middle school, I would fake my times on the timed mile, even though I was really fast at the time. And I just didn't want to beat the boys because they would call me masculine. Like they'd be like, "Oh, you're so sporty." I was like, "I don't want to be viewed as masculine. Like I want to be
Right.
feminine." And now I'm like, "Let me squash them all." So it's just
You
funny,
are squashing them all.
it's
You are.
funny. It's funny how your mind just like, back then as little kids, you're so
Right.
easily just, I don't know, influenced by people around you. And it's unfortunate because
It
you
really
hear a lot of
is.
stories like that where they grow up and they're like, dang, I wish I would have just leaned into what I loved and not have cared.
Right. Yeah. She actually probably could have been a coach if she would have
Yeah,
kept up with it.
that's crazy.
So, but she said the axle was hard. I mean, that's the kind of jump that's going to either make or break your
That's
skating
crazy.
career.
Yeah.
And it's like you can get it and do it, and all of a sudden you can lose it, and then you lose it for a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
that's I can't even imagine. I'm a terrible ice skater, so any
Oh, I mean, that's what
backwards.
all my kids
Yeah.
skated. Oh, I don't skate. I need one of those
Yeah.
what the toddlers use, that
Yes.
I need one of those. Then maybe I could skate, but
Yes.
yeah, I was never a skater.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then hockey play like, my husband played hockey, and so we went skating for the first time last year together, and we've been together for a while, so seeing him on the ice, I was like, so you just have this amazing you're an Olympian because he can skate backwards, and to me, I
Oh,
never
yeah, I
have
can't
been
skate
able to.
backwards.
Yeah, yeah,
If
it's
somebody's
great.
pushing me backwards, then I can skate backwards, but yeah, no.
Yeah.
I
So
can barely skate forward, let
oh my
alone
gosh.
backward.
Oh my gosh. Well, your kids can skate if they're hockey figure skaters.
Yeah, oh, no, they're great skaters,
Yeah.
yeah. They always get the itch. I was talking to my 2nd son, he's actually 3rd in line, but he's 2nd oldest son. He, uh he gets the itch. He's like, "Oh, yeah, no, I get the itch." He's like, "I'll put
Oh,
on a pair of skates and go out there," and yeah.
I bet.
I was just talking to him the other day about it. He's
Oh,
like, "Yep."
I bet.
I'm curious. So you mentioned about the trails, trail scene. So you trained on some trails in Montana, I think is what it says. Um, I'm curious, like, did the trail scene change anything from you? Like, you going from the road to the trail, you've done both now. Do you ever foresee yourself like dabbling more onto the trail?
You
Like,
know, I wouldn't be afraid to try the trail. Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, it was fun, it was relaxing. You know, I didn't pace myself or anything, and it's just, looking at everything, and the only thing about the trails is twisting my ankle on a rock or
yeah.
a tree root. That I'm not good, right? I see some people just bouncing off of stones. That would not be me because I'm getting, like I said, I'm getting a late start. Not saying that you can't do it, but I'm getting a later start, and twisting an ankle is one thing that would scare me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, but when I was running this one trail, it wasn't real rocky, but it
Mhm.
was beautiful. It was up in Montana in one of the parks that we were in, and I just ran it. I did one of my training runs. I did 2 of my training runs on that same trail because we stayed there for 2 nights. And I
Oh.
did, can't remember what the name of the park was. Um, but anyway, I did that trail 2 days in a row. And, because I had told Emily that, I kind of wanted to get my vacation, feel the vibe of the vacation, not have to stress about training. And I said, should I pivot? And she's like, oh, yeah, enjoy your vacation. So I pivoted some of my training runs, that I would train on the road versus, and I took that to the trail. And I enjoyed it. I mean, I kept it in zone 2, maybe hit zone 3, but so yeah, no, it was good. I would definitely do trail runs, and I did one just this past fall with a friend of mine. We did the trails out here where I live. So, but yeah, no, it's a fun little pivot. It's a fun treat to just try new things. You know,
I love it. I love, um, just there's so many parts of your story where that you just haven't let any limitation
no,
limitation get in your way, and, like,
mm-mm.
you're like, "4 kids, ain't no thing." Like, starting running a little bit later than anybody, not a thing, and, running a marathon, and people are probably
Mhm.
like, "Oh, she is 61 years old, that's crazy." You're like, "Yeah, anybody can do it," and
Anybody can do it.
I love that, and I'm so curious, has anybody connected with you also like, that is maybe in their 50s or anything that they felt inspired by you or
I actually had, yes, I had one person
Yeah.
connect with me and ask me, about, was it hard?
Mhm.
And, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, and training is hard no matter what you're training for, though,
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're gonna increase weights, if you're training to, if you're weight training and you increase by, 5 pounds, that's gonna be hard.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it's a challenge, but the thing is to conquer that challenge
Mhm.
is what makes you feel good. It's like, wow, I did that. Now let's see what else I can do. I'm gonna push it a little further this time, and wow, I did it. I mean, some of my speed work sessions, I was like, wow, I can't believe I hit that pace. And there are other days where, oh my god, I didn't hit that pace. But every day is different,
Mhm.
and that's kind of what I liked about the training for the marathon is just all the fun little. I mean, I'm not a fan of speed work, but it got me to not doubt myself. It's there. That's where I'm supposed to be. Let's give this a shot, and it's like, okay, I did it. I did this.
Mhm.
And just that feeling of conquering that, something you didn't think you could do and then you do it is a major, major plus. And then
Mhm.
I think that's what makes running fun, really, is
Mhm.
is knowing that, man, I can't believe I just ran, for 6 days, the
Yes.
26.2 miles.
Yeah.
And then there are other days where it's like, I'd go out there and do 3 just, because that's all the time I have
Mhm.
but, yeah, just conquering that goal, you know, the structure
Yes.
of I do like the structure of a training plan. I do
Yes.
like, because I know I have to get out there and I know I have to do it.
Mhm. I bet.
But
Yeah.
I got out there today anyway and did something even though I'm not in training. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay, it's cold, it's windy, and it's gross out there, but I'm going out there." So
Yeah.
I
That's
looked
so
like
good.
Randy from yeah, I looked like Randy from, The Christmas Story when he, "I can put my arms down." That's how I look when I'm running.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
When it's cold out, yeah, that's
That's
me.
yeah, that's so great. I mean, it'll just make the springtime run so much sweeter, but also
Oh,
you'll
yeah,
kept your endurance base anyways, so it's so good. That's so awesome.
yeah. So I won't have to start from scratch if I,
Oh,
keep
yes.
keep some running up this winter. Plus, I mean, not all winter running is bad, I mean, some of it's kinda, when the snow is fresh maybe,
Yes.
and it's not, like, sub-zero,
Yeah.
but, that's not a bad run. I don't mind those so much.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
there's always that ice thing, you know?
I know.
That
Yeah.
that's the only yeah, that's a killer.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Mm.
Has running, I guess with like a closing response, has running shifted the way you view aging as you've like started dabbling into some bigger goals in your 60s? Do you view like your 60s totally different than you would have at
the
your when you were
60s
40?
the 60s is the new 20s.
I love that. I love that so much. I'm so glad you
Yeah.
said that.
No, for real. I mean, I'm doing more now than I did when I was in my 40s, you
Yeah.
know, for real.
Mhm.
I mean, yes, I ran when I was in my late 30s, early 40s, but I'm doing more now. I'm experimenting with more running distances, with more running challenges. So yes, the 60s is the new 20s.
I love that.
Yes.
I love it. I just it's so refreshing just to hear, that you're just not limited by it, and it's just not like because you are physically able to, you're not letting it stop you.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Essentially.
mean, like I said, my runs aren't really affected by the age
Mhm.
at all. I mean, I can go out there and I feel I can just do it. I just do it, you know. And I don't feel pain. I don't feel yeah, any discomfort. It's actually for me, I look forward to it. Like when we were driving for 2 days straight, it's oh man, I got to get out there and get a run in
Yeah.
because it's just I need that movement. I need the outdoors. Um I think it just helps with everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Makes you feel younger. I feel younger.
I'm sure
I
it
feel 20. I feel like I'm
Yep.
20.
I'm sure. I mean
Minus which the face. Just fix the face.
I mean, you're doing things that 20-year-olds are doing, so yes, you should feel
Absolutely.
that way. Like,
Oh, yeah,
there's
I do.
yeah, I love
Definitely.
it. I love, love, love it. But I said this at the beginning of the podcast, Shanna, but I had to give Chris just, like, the biggest shout out because she's so supportive of everybody else out there,
Yes.
and
Oh, I love you guys. Are you kidding me? You guys
and
are awesome.
it's just, like, it's just so refresh every time we see, like, a comment from you, and it's just positivity out there, and,
Yes.
like, that's the side of the running community that is, like, it just makes your heart swell so much.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh,
being
Yeah.
you
able
guys are huge, all you Instagram runners are huge inspiration to me. I mean, I
Mm.
don't think I'd be doing what I'm doing if I wasn't inspired by everybody. I mean, I thank everybody for this, you
Yeah.
know?
Well,
I mean, I
Chris, it
probably would have, but it's just more it just drives you more,
Mhm.
by all the inspiration that's out there, and I appreciate that from everybody.
it's definitely reciprocated though. Like
Mm.
I can't tell you like you crossing your first marathon in your 60s like I know age is just a number and I love that women are showing that more and more as the older they get and the more that they're continuing to live their lives and I think I think the narrative that I've always been fed as a little girl was that, like, motherhood was like retirement and to all your goals, to all your dreams, to all your individual, like, self-awareness. And I think women like you who are in their 60s just living such a full life, it's just inspiring to me as a mom with little kids now still at home that, like, there's so much to still look forward to and that, like, when you get into the empty nester phase and things like that, like, there's so much more beyond just this world I'm
Mhm.
in right now, and I really appreciate that, and I know our audience will appreciate that because there is a lot of doom and gloom to the empty nester phase. There's a lot of identity shift and things like that, and I just think you're doing such a beautiful job portraying that, like, you continue to live your life and you're
Yep.
still involved in your children's life,
Oh,
you're
yeah, no,
involved
they
in
were at the
grandkids.
marathon. They're
Yeah,
all go-go. Yeah,
I love that.
it's
absolutely.
beautiful, it's
Yeah.
beautiful to see.
Yes,
Yeah.
and to continue sharing your story and your journey, 'cause,
Oh,
we also don't
absolutely.
see a lot of that, like, people, 50
Yeah.
plus maybe sharing their journey, and I don't know
Right.
if it's what it is or t I mean, I think a lot of people fear taking up any kind of space or,
Mhm.
putting
Oh,
in
I'm having a ball doing all this stuff with you guys.
as you should,
Well, it's all
as you should,
fun.
'cause we love it.
And
So,
my daughter even comments, she's going, "Mom, I really like what you're putting out there." And my niece, she watches my stuff too, so it's kinda like it's a family thing too, so
It's so cute. Well, Chris, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate just being able to have the opportunity to sit down and chat with you. You know, we both saw you cross your first marathon. It was a no-brainer. Like we wanted to get you on and
Oh,
get you
thank you.
speaking about your journey and just hear everything about what makes Chris Chris. And we hope that, this goes out and people get to reach out to you and be inspired by you and contact you and just continue to get encouragement from everything that you're doing, especially with your second marathon. I'm just so stoked that you're going
I am
back.
too.
So,
yes. Oh my gosh.
Well, it was an honor to be here with you guys.
Good.
Truly
well,
an
same
honor.
same can be
Likewise.
said the other way. So,
Truly an honor. And I do want to inspire others, and I will keep posting. What you see is what you get
yes,
with me.
Yes.
awesome.
Very
Love that.
transparent, so
Yes, that's how it should be.
absolutely.
Well, thank you everybody that tunes in on this episode. Again, Chris, where can our audience find you on Instagram?
At Love Fitness with underscore between love and fitness has 2 T's.
I love that. And she is hilarious, you guys. She's got some fun content. No, I'm not kidding. She's got so much fun content. So
Thank
go,
you.
if you listen to this episode, follow her, reach out to her, follow her Chicago Marathon build that will be coming up soon. We're rooting for you. We can't wait to see how you do at Chicago. And I can't wait to hear, I've never ran Chicago, so I can't wait to hear your
Oh,
feedback on
I'll
that.
be all over that one with you
Yeah.
guys.
And then with your St. Jude, we'll put that in the show notes. Are you still looking for people to donate to
Yes,
that? Okay, cool.
sure,
So we'll add
that'd
that
be
in.
great.
We'll have you send that over, and we'll put that in the show
Okay.
notes so people can, if they feel inclined to help donate to that. So
Sounds wonderful. Well, it was an honor so much, I
yes,
appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Love all you guys.
We love you back. Bye.
yes.
Bye.